standing now in the last surviving corner of our old house. Of course, I'm excited about the new place that we're gonna start building in a couple of weeks from now, but I have to admit, it was a bit painful seeing it come down. We have 10 years of memories here. Sorry, I haven't properly introduced myself. I'm Jordan, and I live in Japan with my wife and 2 kids. Right now, we're in the middle of taking down and rebuilding our family house. And as you might have figured out, I'm video blogging the whole process. So stick around if you're interested. In part 1, we saw the first half of the demolition. In this video, we'll see the second half of that. And I'll be talking a little about our priorities and challenges for the design of our new place. But for now, let the destruction resume.もう残っていないね。ホームレスになっちゃった。すごいな。So you might be wondering why we decided to take down our house in the first place, instead of, say, doing an extreme renovation project. Especially when you consider the demolition and disposal fees, which aren't cheap. But the truth is, there were just too many issues with our house to realistically deal with by renovating. First of all, the place just wasn't up to current earthquake standards. Japan gets a lot of earthquakes, and the seismic codes for bigger buildings are quite strict. For residential, a bit less so. Still, I think, high by international standards. But our place was built really cheaply and probably just squeaked under the seismic bar 30 years ago, before the codes were updated. So our new place will be built to withstand a major earthquake. Then there was the complete lack of insulation, not to mention thin walls and thin glass in the windows. It was just freezing in the winter. the temperature would get down to like 3 or 4 degrees inside our house. Now, I'm from Canada, so I can't really complain about cold weather outside, but inside my house? Come on. Now, the next issue was not so much an issue with the house itself, but with the traffic that was always passing by our house. So I know we can't do anything about the traffic situation, of course, but so the house is right on a curve. So when we tried to park or pull out from our house, we always had to deal with the issue of cars coming around the curve behind us. And, you know, we had strategically placed mirrors and things like that, but there was always the feeling that you might get hit if someone came around the corner too fast. And also, there was the noise from the traffic too, right? So our living room was right basically next to the road. So we had to constantly deal with the noise of traffic. We actually live in quite a quiet area, but during rush hour, there's a lot of cars passing back and forth. So for this reason, we've decided to raise the main living space up to the second floor and away from the road. And finally, the layout of the house just didn't work for us. Specifically, the living room, dining room, kitchen area where the 4 members of my family spent most of our time was just too small. How about having a couple of friends over for dinner? Not happening. There just wasn't enough space. Now, this is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for the new design because the truth is we don't have a lot of space to work with. Our property size is not very big. I guess by national standards for Japan, it's probably fairly average, but we're really not working with a lot of space. So what we're aiming for in the new place is really optimization of space. We want to have a central living area that is comfortable to be in and feels spacious, even if it isn't really. Challenging, yes, but we do have a plan. And I'll get into more details about that in the next video. For now, we have a ceremony to attend to. Before any construction happens in Japan, there's a special ceremony called jichinsai. To purify the land, pray for safety during construction, and basically get the permission of the local kami or gods to proceed. Traditionally, this is done by a Shinto priest using water, salt, sake, and bamboo branches. Since my wife and I were married in a church, we opted for the competitively priced Catholic edition, which is slightly simpler but includes most of the same elements. And now the land is ready for construction to begin. In the next video, the pace is going to pick up a bit. We'll start with the foundation and then see the rapid completion of the basic frame of our new house. See you soon.